finish breakfast, 5 minutes, we need to get out of the door. We get ready for school on time. But all that we've been doing with a good intention that we want them to learn more, want them to be responsible. Actually, sometimes we are doing the opposite because children do not even have the space or time to slow down and think.
Welcome to the Marriage and Motherhood Podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Perda. As a marriage coach who's married with 3 kids, I know how much parenthood could change a marriage. If flirting, laughing, and having fun together feels like a thing of the past, then I'm here to teach you that marriage doesn't have to feel so hard with your parents, and your marriage can thrive even when you're in the season of raising kids. Whether you're in a good place in your marriage and you just want to continue growing together, or you're wondering if you even like your spouse anymore, this podcast has something for you. Join me here each week as we dive into what it takes to help your marriage grow, and maybe even do a 180. You'll learn ways to handle conflict better, bring that spark back into your relationship, as well as learn how to improve other areas of your life from my lovely guest experts. Are you ready for the next stage of your life and marriage? Let's dive in. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Marriage and Motherhood Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about this, I don't even know what to call it. It's like this culture that we've developed with parenting. I know I experienced this as a child. I also have a tendency to do this as a mother. And all I know is that I don't want to do as much of this. It doesn't feel good. And that's rushing. Okay. I don't mean like sorority rush or fraternity rush. I mean like rushing through life, right? Like the urgency of like, let's go from one thing to the next. And we're rushing our kids, we're rushing ourselves. And it's this lack of presence and awareness, if I'm being honest, with how we are running our lives. And so I'm very excited to bring here my new friend, Candy Chan. She's a parenting expert, and we're going to talk about rushing and why we do it, what we can do about it so that we can be more intentional about how we're showing up for ourselves and for our kids, and what that looks like through the different ages for our kids. Because I know we still have to get stuff done. We still got places to be. But how do we do it differently so that everything doesn't feel like it's full of anxiety and just like feeling like we're always late to something, or feeling like we can't just be happy to just be. So Candy, I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for coming onto the show. Can you please share with the listeners where you live, how old your kids are, and what made you want to become a parenting expert?
Sure. Yeah, Michelle, thank you for having me. What a great opportunity. And thank you for the work that you've been doing serving the parents. So myself, my name is Candy. And I was actually by training, I was a research engineer, graduated from Stanford with 4 US patents, and then became a early childhood educator for about 13 years, and also founded a parent-child coaching company to help children develop positive habits and good relationship with their parents for about 5 years now. So yeah, I'm in San Jose, local, California. So love to share with parents like what I learned, my journey as a parent, and to support parents together.
Amazing. And for those who don't know me, I'm native to the Bay Area, but I just moved last year to Georgia. So I could have met you in real life, but now we're on opposite sides of the country. But I'm so glad to have connected with you either way. Okay, so let's dive in. Yes. So you had posted something on a Facebook group about rushing. So can you share with us the study that you read? It was by Dr. Jelena, I'm going to butcher their last name, Oberdovic. I don't know how to say that last name, but they had published something that shared that parents are over directing their kids, and it's interfering with the kids' development of self-regulation and executive functioning skills, which, as I know, because I have 2 neurodivergent kids, I suspect I'm neurodivergent. And so self-regulation and executive functioning skills are key components to having a life that is successful. And I don't mean like riches kind of success, but to be fully functioning adults that are happy and healthy in all ways. So, can you share with us what your thoughts are on that? I have my own thoughts from my own experiences as well as what I observe other people doing. But what are
Mm.
your thoughts on that as a parenting expert about this idea that parents are over directing their kids? Are they like, where is that coming from? Has that always been the case?
Mm. Great question, Michelle. Sometimes we don't even aware that we are rushing, right? So we are
Mm-hmm.
just like, hurry up, hurry up. That's our
Mm-hmm.
schedule. Without any buffer time at all, right? There's no time to be late, right? So it is really tough. And yeah, from Stanford, Dr. Jelena's study about over-directing. When we over-direct, it really blocks the children's development for the executive functions, mainly the planning, judging, and from my experience as a parenting expert, coaching lots of kids, especially fourth to fifth graders, when they start emerging the need, like we expect them more, right? Finish your homework, get home, you know what to do next. You don't need me to like remind you. You're supposed to know your own schedule, right? But they're not doing it. They don't even know. Like I was so surprised sometimes I talk to some fifth graders, like they know the day, but do you know which day you're going to have piano lesson? No. Which day you're going to have like English tutoring? You know. What time? Even what time to eat? Because every day the schedule is so packed, and then maybe our schedule is around kids' activities. Our dinner time was actually around that as well. Sometimes you eat at 5, sometimes you eat at 6, sometimes 7 o'clock. The kids do not know. So it's very different from how we brought up. Usually maybe back then we have lots of things too, but we have a set schedule. We know what time to go to school, what time to get up, and then we got some free time, and then maybe TV time too, and then what time to eat, like what time to go to bed. But for kids nowadays, because their schedule is so packed, they don't know their schedule. And for us too, we want them to learn and be exposed to a lot of things. So we have a really packed schedule, and then also we over direct them when they are really slow. We don't even allow that
Mm-hmm.
to happen, right? Okay, finish breakfast, 5 minutes. We need to get out of the door. We need to get ready for school on time. But all that we've been doing with a good intention that we want them to learn more, want them to be responsible, actually sometimes we are doing the opposite because children do not even have the space or time to slow down and think. We just should remind them what's next to do, right? And they don't even need to think. They don't need to remember. I talk to some kids, especially boys too, remind me. Yeah, so this is happening and sometimes we don't even know. So I'm glad like you bring up with this podcast to share with parents to just have a good reflection. Like maybe we have a very good balance already, but it's always good to remind ourselves, are we rushing our kids right now? Are we teaching them to have their own schedule? Or we are over directing them. We just tell them what to do next. They don't even need their schedule. We are their schedule, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is very important. And those are very crucial skills, how they self-regulate themselves, like not rushing. Sometimes they also feel rushed too, but how to calm themselves down. So that's why nowadays we see so many kids with anxiety because we keep rushing them. And they feel the
Yeah.
rush is very contagious, very, very contagious. You just need a list of homework. You ask them, when are your homework done? They feel anxious already. And then they may react with anger or anxiety that so overwhelmed them they would procrastinate and not sure where to start. And then they lost their planning, lost their time management skills, and lost their confidence in overcoming the challenge. So there are so many things behind it by just rushing. Yeah, so I
Yeah, and
so
it
that.
is super contagious, especially if you're stressed out as a parent, which it happens, right? Parenting is and can be very stressful at times.
Yes. Yes.
And because I was raised in like
Mhm.
rush culture, right? I'll just call it that.
Mhm.
I have to constantly remind myself, okay, whatever time I think it'll take, I need to add more time because I'd rather be sitting in a car
Mhm.
waiting to go in rather than getting upset or frustrated because we're going to be late. Because then I feel like something bad is going to happen. So then I put it on my kids, right? And I get upset with them when really they're just trying to be kids. And it's definitely something that I had to work on a lot. I'm still working on it to also like I don't know, just build in a lot more buffer time and also be
Mhm.
okay with them being disappointed. So for example,
Mhm.
we've been trying to have game time with the family. But in order to have game time, we say that it has to come after they're fully ready for bed by a certain time. So the kids that I'm doing this with, one is almost 9, but he has sensory processing disorder. And from what I've read, neurodivergent kids are about 3 years behind the normal development schedule. And then I have a 5.5-year-old. And so we haven't been able to get it together. I will tell them, okay, we all have to clean up. I'm doing dishes. I need your guys' help to clear the table and put the food away. And if they don't get it done before I'm done doing dishes, then I'm going to have to stay down longer and do their job. And then which means we're going to go upstairs later to get ready for bed, which means that it's less and less likely to have that game time. And before I really thought about what it was doing to me, like I felt like, oh, I don't want them to be disappointed. I also want to hang out with them. So like I'm like, come on, what are you guys doing? Let's go. Hey, what are you doing? What are you working on? What are you supposed to be doing? Can you stop that? You know, it's like you get on a roll and you can't stop yourself. But as soon as I realize, what am I doing? They'll learn more from not being able to do what they want to do and figure out, oh, I need to do things differently next time, than me staying on them and hounding them like, hey, what are you doing? And micromanaging them. And so I stopped doing that. I was like, okay, well, we have to be all the way ready for bed by this time. If we can do that, then we can play. I'm not going to be doing any reminding, so it will be up to you. If you want to get this done, you know exactly what you need to do. So if they get distracted to do something else, like, okay, so be it. That's their decision. When I'm done, I'm turning lights off downstairs. So it's like, I'm going upstairs. If you don't want to be by yourself downstairs in the dark, then you better get it together.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's the right way to go about it, but that's certainly less stressful for me. And then I'm not hounding them. And it just feels so much more free for me.
Yes, I agree. Like, I need to applaud you first, okay, Michelle? I love the buffer time that you mentioned. Like, because children, maybe I put it, just insert some information about brain development too. Like, the pace is much slower. Even by the age of 12, they are just half of adults' pace. So, whatever we finish a meal, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, give them double the time, okay? Yeah, that's their normal pace, okay? That's how much they can handle. And then I love that you include a natural consequence, right? If you're slow, we already set the rule, okay? We pass the time, we pass the time. So maybe try, right?
Yeah.
Or next day, right? I love that you have a really clear boundary for them, which is what they need. They feel that they won't test the boundary. They know what time they're supposed to do, the things they're supposed to do. And if they want to have more playtime, they better finish things fast. And you make it clear for them. So which is really great, I think, and you enforce it. So I love hearing you that it becomes more, give you more freedom, because
It
like
does.
right, you are the one in control now, rather than they are the one like messing up the schedule, right? So and then
Yes.
not having a good time to sleep, right? We don't want that. We just want everyone to be happy, and then let them know, okay, if you want to have this, then we have to do that. Yeah, so it's a if then. So I love, this is a strategy that we teach kids too. So it works for kids, they for work for elementary especially. It's a, if you can like finish your task at this particular time, then we can have playtime. So it's the if then consequence schedule. So they know what to expect, and you are teaching them a very good executive function skill.
Oh, I'm so relieved. I thought you were going to be like, actually, you should change this or that. So that is a very big relief for me, because I try so hard to do things differently than how I was raised. I mean, love my parents. They did their best given the minimal tools they were given. And now it's like we live in a world where there's so many tools. It's like, well, which one do I tackle? I don't have the energy for it all. But let's go into, I like how you kind of like gave some insight into how their pace is so much like a fraction of ours, because like we have gained experience, our brains are fully developed, we have learned how to be efficient in what works best and in what order. So can you share with me about how this like idea of ending or decreasing the rushing with our kids works at every age level? Because I know like what you would do for a toddler is going to be very different than what you do with a teenager.
Yes, it's very different. Like and our expectation too, right? We know that their brain is still developing, takes longer, right? So yeah, so some tools like for maybe toddler, it would be great to give them visual, like give them know the routine first. I teach preschooler in the morning. I just talk to a kid. He knows his schedule. So better for them to know the schedule, maybe have a visual board, a picture to tell them the schedule. Okay, in the morning, we get up, we get dressed, we brush our teeth, we eat breakfast, and then we go out to school. So they know the schedule visually and verbally. Then they have that in mind. Yeah, just 2.5. He just recited the schedule to me. Yeah,
Right.
I'm so grateful that about that. Okay, and then of course for younger kids also always emotion tantrum. It really messes up our schedule. Something that takes 10 minutes becomes like an hour. So it can be very frustrating. So what we teach the parents with toddlers will be limit skill. It's called ACT. So you acknowledge your feelings first. So example, oh, I know drop off time, right? Maybe hard to drop off the kids to the preschool saying, okay, I know you don't want me to leave you. You want mom to be with you all the time. You're maybe a bit scared or sad right now, but you will have fun. And then give them two choices. Okay. Assure that, okay, so school is for you to have fun. That would be a limit. And then say two choices. Maybe I can spend 1 minute with you or 2 minutes. What would you like? Or another two choices that both you and your child like. Do you want a hug or a kiss before we leave? Something like that. Okay, some two choices. So give them the official schedule and the limit setting so that they know what the limit is and what the choices that they could have. That would help a lot for the toddler age.
I love that. I recently switched over to something like that without even knowing I was doing that, because our 5 year old is very emotional, very, very
Mm,
big feelings.
yeah,
And she doesn't have the easiest time when things don't go her way. And I used to, like what I say, like go on the roller coaster with her and like try and talk about it with her. She's not available for logic. And
got it.
so that was not the right strategy for her. And now I am setting limits. So, for example, if she's not wanting to go to school, which thankfully she loves her elementary school, it was more of a preschool thing.
Mm,
When she went to preschool and I'd be dropping off and she's trying to like cling on to me and not let me go. And I'm like, okay, like, I know you want to go to school. I know you're going to miss me. I'm going to miss you too. I'm going to see you after school. What
mhm.
snack would you like me to bring for you when I pick you up? That
Oh,
kind of put her mind towards the future rather
yes.
than staying stuck with, oh, I have to do this thing that I really don't want to do. And
Mm,
she spirals. And so after I started doing that, it was like she accepted her reality and had something to look forward to because she was given that choice of like, ooh, I would like a piece of candy or I would like some peaches or whatever. And then it would immediately change her mood and she would walk in fine. It was
that's
incredible.
Yes, you're doing the right thing. I love. Oh, that's awesome. That's actually something called play therapy method. It's by Dr. Gary Landriff. So yeah, it's very good. So I love your analogy, roller coaster. We need to be with them at that moment, acknowledging the feeling. She's having a sad time. We acknowledge that it's sad. She's having maybe last night I did a parenting workshop with another group, like 1.5, like pulling the hair, and then you said she's having fun. Then you just name it. Oh, I know that you are having fun, enjoying it, playing with my hair, but we don't pull the hair. And then two choices: you want to hold my hands or give me a hug, But acknowledge your feeling first. That's the most important part because we're calming the brain. Like you said, the child at that time throwing a tantrum is not ready for any logical reason. Right? It's totally disconnected, literally. This
Yeah.
part, the prefrontal cortex, is the logical part, but it's disconnected. Now it's like at that time was overwhelmed by the middle brain, midbrain part called amygdala. So all the fight or flight mode or freeze, right? So either fight with you by crying, sometimes hitting to some, especially some kids will hit. And then, yeah, so they're not ready. We need to calm the brain. So I love your analogy, going through the roller coaster with them, give them some time, calm down. And when we do more, sometimes kids start with 30 minutes. I know some kids need 30 minutes, but it will be shorter and shorter once we practice, get into mode, rebuilding the brain, the connection, the pace will be faster. Then now I chat with some kids 2 seconds. This week I chat with some
Amazing.
kids like I know, within seconds, they come from crying to stop crying and then think logically to solve the problem. So I love what you do. Yeah, that's a great
Yeah,
strategy.
it's wild. Sometimes like I'll turn around and face my husband so that my daughter can't see me and I'll give him like the wide eye like what is happening? But then like she'll switch because we tried something, made her laugh or distracted her or did something to focus on the future and all of a sudden it's like she becomes a different person completely. We're like, "What? Are you like do you have multiple personalities? What's happening right now?" But
Really
that makes
fast.
sense.
Great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we covered toddlers. What's
Mhm.
next?
Now, for elementary, touch on it a little bit, right? How to be less rush. So, less rush is again like similar to the toddler age. We want them to know about the schedule. So, it'd be great if they start like inviting them to talk about some solutions. For example, this morning, if like, oh, we are really rushed, and I know that you feel rushed too. I need to rush you through the breakfast. And how do you feel? Talk about the moment. This morning, what happened? Reflect a little bit, and then invite them, especially for upper elementary, to invite them to give some solution. We tested even like kindergarten kids. He can think of some solutions. So kindergarten to like fifth grader, invite them. Okay, how can we be not that rush? I don't want to be rushed. You don't want to be rushed. Let's solve it. So include them for solution building, and also always like acknowledge the feelings for even for older kids, even for adults. We need to acknowledge this morning we were a bit rushed. You were upset, right? Because like you can't finish your breakfast, or I would yell at you or too loud. I'm sorry about that. This make us like I was us upset in the morning. We want to have a good mood start the day. Can we solve it? Think about a solution for tomorrow. So and also that if then logic we can use. So again, solution, invite them to solve the solution together, and then have that if then logic. If we have made finish at this time, we can do more, and also keep on acknowledging their feelings. We apologize if we can. I did it very frequently when my child was young, almost every day. Yeah, so I start like practicing more positive skills so that we don't have those like tantrum moments, tension. Yeah, less forgiveness need to be given and less apology from me. So I'm glad like we building have a strong connection with my child.
Oh, I love that for you. I
Thank you.
can't I mean, I can count on my one hand how many times I've received an apology from my parents just because that wasn't a thing for them, you know, like they just didn't
Mm,
know how effective that would be. And also people from previous generations just didn't have that, you know, the
mm,
tools to be emotionally aware of themselves. And so that's like a very new thing for our generation is to, you know, not parent from a like, oh, I am the head of the family, you are not, you should do what I say kind of thing, but rather, hey, let's partner together, let's figure out our goals and work
yes.
together so that everyone can have a better experience. And I just had that conversation that you had this morning. I was in the car, I was like, okay, we're doing better with leaving the house earlier. We still need to leave a little bit earlier. What do you guys prefer? Do you prefer to leave the house feeling really rushed, or would you prefer to feel calm when we go to school and feel like, oh, I have enough time to eat breakfast? I could do things at my own pace. And they're like, calm. I'm like, okay, well, in order for us to do that, we need to get out of bed sooner because my kids are not morning people. I'm like, I have to get you guys up 3 times for you to leave your bed. So
Mm,
like we got to work on that, okay? So cuz I want to put that responsibility back on them. Like I'm not
yes.
going to force you out of bed, but if you want to be able to get to school on time and not feel rushed, these are the things that need to change, right? So,
Mhm.
yeah, that's the morning time struggle is I'm hoping that will go away.
No, it will, because what you are the solution problem solving together, joint problem solving is so important because it actually builds autonomy and self
Yes.
motivation for the kids. You don't want to keep on reminding to get up early every day, right? You want them to be the person who remind themselves. You want them to be self driven. So in order to do that, the solution must be from them, not from us.
Yes.
So I'm so
Yes.
glad like you invite your child like want to stay calm, like motivation, right? If it's some your
Yeah.
goal to do it, right? And then they come up with their own solution. That's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
your self motivation.
I mean, I
Great.
told them, I was like, eventually one day you're going to have to wake up on your own to go
Yes,
do things. I'm not going to be the one waking you up anymore. So, like, we got to start practicing getting out of bed on time.
I know. So, your oldest is a son, or?
So I technically have two oldest sons. My stepson now lives with his mom, but he used to live with us. He's almost 16, and then I have a almost 9 year old that lives with us, and he's my son.
I see. Yeah, so it's not easy for a son doing that. So, yeah, praise
No.
him. Yeah, he did really, really well to be able to stay calm and have that conversation with you. You know, some kid doesn't want even want to talk about it, but
Yeah.
he's able to slow down and discuss it with you. That's great. You have a very good
Yeah.
relationship with him.
I try. I try. It's hard work, but I try. Okay, so that was school age kids. What about the tweens? That's a
Mm,
challenging time. I remember when our oldest got into middle school, it was like this switch went off and he completely changed as a person. I was like, what is happening? I don't know how to talk to you anymore because you're a completely different person.
yeah, very different. Like twins, okay, for us, remember that's a transition. Will
Mm-hmm.
be gone. So, but for that time, we need to bear in mind, give them more space and time. So for us, actually talk less. First rule
Yeah.
of thumb is talk less. Okay, we instead of like asking them every day, how are you doing every day? How about ask them a week? How was your week? Okay, and then what's something you're proud of, something interesting, and then just keep the door open. They may not want to talk to you, and we respect that. We don't just keep on like chasing after them. Okay, we just respect them if they have a shift of mood, even just like toddler. Okay, it's back to 13 is pretty much like a 2 or 3 year old like tantrum time. It's
Yeah.
very very fast shifts. Okay, like what you said, 15 seconds. We ask them a question, they roll their eyes, okay, and they don't
Mm-hmm.
want to talk or slam the door. Respect that, knowing that they just need some time for themselves to calm down. And then just let them know when you're ready. Just let me know. I love to know more. So, and instead of like, oh, what an attitude. Don't show me the attitude. Okay. I have a long day too. Instead of saying this, okay, let them know that you are available and stay with a calm voice. So it is so important because I heard many, yesterday I just talked to a parent too. Why we do parent child coaching. The motivation for joining our program is they want to stay open. The kids would still talk to them when they're teenager. In order to be like that, we need to be the supportive role. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever we said and we act, think about how you would like another person to treat you. Always be very supportive. So it's just like this. It will trigger the brain. Otherwise, like don't want to trigger again the fight or flight mode. We want them to see parent as a supporter. So when my mom is going to talk to me, look at my screen time. Usually that is like screen time, right? And procrastination. And lots of actually lacking self-motivation will be about that time because they're so overwhelmed by many things. And then we are anxious, they are anxious. Yeah, then there will lots of tension at home. So, but we respect that. Okay, so we can, first of all, always talk less and always build a supportive image. Always ask, how are you doing? Do you anything I can help you with? If they're behind on schedule, homework due tomorrow, still not starting.
Gosh.
Instead of saying, how many times you need me to remind you, right? Or something like that.
Why
Say
aren't you
anything.
done yet? You should know better. All those common phrases.
Yes. So but instead of saying that, as we see that homework is due tomorrow, anything I can help you with. Keep the door open, keep you be the available resource that they can use and come to you. At the same time, not giving them much pressure. Because children, that will be another topic. But self-motivation, because they see things that's so overwhelming. At that time, so many hormone changes, hormone level changes, and they could not sleep for that age too. They could not sleep as early as before. Actually, it would delay. And then some of them have thought they have insomnia, but they,
Mm-hmm.
they, they actually could not sleep as early as before. So they may not have enough sleep and they still need to go to school early. So they may not have enough sleep. They have changing mood and things may agitate. Things may not go as well. They have the changing body, changing voice, changing body
It's a
image.
lot.
Lots of, friendship drama, lots of things going on in their life. And they may not have told parents. So there are lots of things they are experiencing already. So for us, always be supportive. Whatever we say, we add, come home. If they slam the door, nothing to you, just say, there's some snack here. If you're hungry, feel free to get it. Anything you want to talk to me, let me know. And then for the rushing part, if possible, work with them about the schedule. They may not do it well, but let them know they are very overwhelmed by the amount of tasks. I just talked to another mom this morning too. Lots of homework. First week have lots of tests already. test. We're talking about the
Mm-hmm.
test. And so lots of things. So ask them anything I can help you with to put them into schedule. Work on the schedule together. Don't assume they can do it by themselves. They can't yet. We talk about 25. The brain will be more mature about age 25, the prefrontal cortex part, which handle the planning, wise judgment. They're not there yet. And they need training. It won't automatically happen. It will need training from a young age. So walk with them. Don't just like say, okay, you're middle schooler now, have high expectation. Actually, middle schooler expectation will be for us to be open, to be supportive. And then expectation from them actually is just to talk with you and work things out together so that we won't rush, but we can work on the schedule together and build on something that developed from a young age, like anything that we can come up with a solution together. Love to hear from you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I wish I knew this before. I am going to have a middle schooler in 3 years from now, another middle
Yes.
schooler. And I'm going to feel so much more equipped to know that that's the approach to take instead of what I did. But yeah, I did what you talked about. I viewed him like, you're older now. Like, okay, you got to be more responsible and so on and so forth. But apparently he was not
Not
capable
yet.
of that yet. And I was putting unfair expectations on him. So hopefully I'll do better with my other two.
No, the good thing is our brain keep developing.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it when my child was young too. I
Mm-hmm.
regretted it. Of course, I wish, right? I had done better. But the
Yes.
good thing is the brain keeps developing, and whatever we do it now, it'll keep changing the brain. And as long as
Mm-hmm.
younger than 25, the oldest still younger than
Oh
25,
yeah.
it's almost 10 years, a decade. Things will work because their brain faster now, and they can absorb
Yeah.
better. So actually, there are lots of things rewiring. We call it rewiring that can happen. So I'm trying to do that too. I'm in the same boat, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure like even we know of this, it's hard for us too because we
Oh
are also
yeah.
right managing ourselves, our own emotions, right, our own self care. So it's not
Yes.
there's no perfection in parenting. There's only progress, and whatever progress we
That's right.
see, magnify it. Yeah, give a pat on ourselves, self compassion,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay, I'm doing a good job today. I'm doing I can do one thing I can do better. I'm better than yesterday. Yeah, that would be something that our children will model from us and something that we can work on together. And actually, our children will be happier too because they think that parents are not always right. I'm learning too. Let's learn and grow
That's right.
together.
Yeah. And I think that's very different than before. It's like, well, you just do as I say and you don't question it, and that didn't create partnership with the parents and the child. And now it's like, look, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing my best. Help me out here. That's going to be way more like better received than from top down. Like, okay, I'm the
Mm,
boss. You should just do what I say. It's like, well, these are my goals for you. My job is to be a guide for you. And, these are my priorities for how I'm guiding you. So, like, how does that compare to what you're trying to do? Like, and it's been very challenging because as I
mm,
said, I have an almost 16-year-old, and so co-parenting with our co-parents around us having a teenager is like new to all of us. Obviously he's our
mhm,
oldest, but it's like, oh my gosh, it almost seems like every week or two we're faced with a new challenge where we're like, oh, what are our thoughts on this? How do we go about this? Because obviously we want to teach him to be, the best version of him, keep himself
mm,
safe and make good decisions for his life in the long run, which he's not capable of thinking like that yet, without feeling like my life sucks and everybody just doesn't want me to be happy. It's like, well, that's not what's happening. We do
mhm.
want you to be happy.
Yeah,
You just might not like the boundaries we're setting for you, but when you're older, you'll get it. It's like it's tough.
it is. And you know what? That maybe he didn't express it. He knows like the love behind it. Just they
Yeah,
can
I
have
hope
words
so. We're putting in a lot of effort.
to
Okay,
go.
so that's the tweens. Now let's get
Mhm,
into teens, right? So 14 to 18. How is that different? Because this is the period that I'm in right now. It's like, oh my gosh, in 3 years, he's gonna be in college. I can't imagine him being there right now. Like with how he is right now, like I feel like we have so much more to prepare him for. I know kids like, learn really fast and change a lot over the years. But I'm like, that's a very short amount of time.
Yes, it is, right? Yeah. And then we'll be gone and then we don't know when we'll see them again, right? Yeah. So for teens, it'll be very different. For teens, again, build on top of it, we want to be that supportive role, right? For in our children's life. But before, and they are getting older and they want more autonomy. They want
Mm-hmm.
like us to follow what they say. Because they want to be respected too. They don't want us to treat them like a preschooler. I heard that a couple times from like
Mm-hmm.
teenagers, like, okay, I'm older, I'm almost 16, 17, or 18, okay? Don't treat me like a little kids, right? So before we talk to them, actually we need a lot of self-reflection. For parents with teens, lots of self-reflection in terms of like, am I open, calm, and ready to talk to them? They may like throw back a ball, we don't know what will be next when we talk to them. Are we going to react or respond calmly, whatever they talk to us? So make sure we are in a position that we take care of ourselves first. So we are calm, we're ready, whatever they say, we know that they're teenager, they need our support, but they may not express it in a good attitude or in a good mood, in a way that we want, but we are continue to be supportive. Like, so double check first, a little self check before we talk to them. And then, of course, there's something I didn't mention in the post. There's something very important. It's called 3-to-1 ratio. So always talk about three positive things about the child before you mention something that you want them to change or correct. So when, at that age, again, whatever we talk, before we talk, they know us already. They know what are we going to say. If we are going to say something bad, they shut the ear. So we make sure that whatever we say, they know will be good for them. So always start a conversation with, okay, for example, in morning, still rush time, right? Maybe morning. Okay, I know that you try your best. You make your bed. Okay, you got up, you finish your breakfast, you tidy up your backpack. You don't need me to remind you about homework or what time to get up at all. This is so good, this morning, but it seems so still a little bit rush. We are like at that arrive at school right at that time. And then again, try to problem solving. So 3-to-1 ratio. Before we talk about something that we want them to change, talk about three things that you admire them, affirm them, empower them first, so that they have a positive self-image. So for that age, they very care about their self-image. We don't know
Mm-hmm.
what they hear at school from friends, yeah, from social media, so they need a lot of positive messages about themselves. So sometimes it's not because they don't want to change, sometimes they don't think they can change. So we need to affirm them. Lots of deposit, like a piggy bank. Lots of
Mm-hmm.
deposit before like each of the change is like a withdrawal. So 3-to-1 ratio. Make sure it's like full. The bank have enough
Mm-hmm.
money there before we taking things out. So 3-to-1, and then check self check. Make sure we're calm. No matter how they react, we stay calm, not to like react back, or otherwise it become another issues, right? And then always give them encouragement. Most of them at that age have a phone already. Text them positive image, cheer for you, I'm here for you, proud of you, how's your day, something like that. And then just wait. If they reply, they will great. If not, just give them a heart emoji, okay, or happy face emoji. That's the celebration. That will be enough. Also let them lead a lot. You can make suggestion, don't give them solution. So build on top of the middle school age, like tweens age, we have that problem solving together. And now it's more for them, like what are the issues you may see, invite them, get their advice. How should I change it? Maybe they, it's so cute. We also do coaching for high schoolers too. It's so cute that we have some older boys, 15, 16. They see what the mom needs and help the mom cannot express a feeling and then the child will say, are you this, that? Give them guidance. It's so cute. It's like they want to help. That is the age, I'm sure, like many parents, like there will be moments like this. They cook breakfast for you. They take care of you,
Mm-hmm.
my daughter too, making sure I cross the road, like no car bump into me. And then I was slow at the back. She would check, double check, mom, are you okay? Like make sure I'm on the same.
Oh.
Yeah, so they would love to take care of you. That's the age that they love to take care of you. Well, receive it. Okay, appreciate the care, and then let them lead. That's the time they're going to college soon. They will thrive and
Yeah.
they will lead, and give them the opportunity. Yeah, and affirm them, praise them, appreciate them. Then they will and they will want to all of them want to get better. And I'm
I love
sorry, this is
that.
yeah. Mhm, yeah.
It's okay. No, I love that. I mean, every stage of growing up is so
Mhm.
different from the previous, which is different from the
Yes.
next one, and we're constantly having to adapt to their needs as well as our needs because now it's like, oh, what used to work doesn't work anymore. We have to figure it out, and it's a lot of mental energy. But once you figure it out, it's like, okay, whew, this is
Mhm.
effective. It's working. We have a great relationship together. And that's really what it's about, right? So
Yes.
I love all of this because I feel like the less we rush ourselves, the calmer our lives will be.
Yes.
And I would love nothing more than to never have to rush anything. I mean, it's just so filled with anxiety, like just the feeling of feeling rushed. It doesn't feel good. It's probably very unhealthy for us because it causes a lot of stress on ourselves, feeling
Mhm.
like we need to move faster, think faster, do faster, everything faster, faster.
Mhm.
And I'm curious, why is it that you think that our generation of parenting or our
Mhm.
generation of parents are having to or feel the need to rush so much? Like, has our way of doing things changed so much, or is it something pushed down culturally, societally? Like, what is it that you think is going on here?
I think there are two main reasons. So first thing is like we know more.
Mm,
So we know how to educate our children better, right? We want to provide the best for them. We also the second thing would be the resources. We have more resources for them, right? Different kind of activities. We know how to raise them better. We have some method, right? We know what they need at that and then show it, right? Different activities. And then also nowadays it's so competitive. Going to college,
hmm
such a low rate, and then parents also very well educated, so they also want to start from age two. I had 2 year old with Kim say, telling me, parents say, I want him to go to Stanford. The
Oh,
child is only age two,
already.
but because of they all good with very good intention and
Yes.
just want to get well equipped, and then seeing with the AI world, you need to be ahead of other people, otherwise can't even get a job. So lots of fear and anxiety behind it as well. So
Yeah.
lots of resources and lots of like our knowledge about what's happening around the world will drive us out of fear and out of good intention for our children, that we want our children to learn a lot and then rush a lot because time is so limited. Time is something that hasn't been changed and unable to change over time. We got lots of resources. We got lots of people can earn lots of money too, but time, everyone just only got 24 hours. So it depends on
hmm
how we use it. We can say, okay, you're wasting 1 hour or you're using it well. And I taught at church or ministry before too, and we have activities for the kids. And then sometimes, like, we also even have parent wonder, should we have free play for them? They are very kind to you, very nice, want to well use the time. Should we give them free play, or should we have some educational program for them? So yeah, because like we all want out of our love too. We don't want to be them to be behind other people. We want them to
hmm
have good salary, want them to have a good future. So we feel that, and time is the only scarcity that we can't make it more. Then we just want to clamp everything into the schedule,
Yeah.
rushing it.
Yeah. And now we're seeing the negative impact of that with anxiety, with kids having mental health issues. I mean, even kids feeling so much pressure that they don't feel like they can keep going, right? And
Yeah.
I really don't want to create that for my kids. I want them to know that, your timeline is your timeline. At the end of the day, you need to be proud of however you use your time, whether that's taking time to yourself to like relax and, regain that energy to do something else or to go after something, go be ambitious. But like we cannot be in a constant state of go, 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 go. And I think as important as it is for us moms to embody that, to like
Mhm.
know that rest is also productive, we also need to apply that to what we're teaching our kids. Like, hey, when you get home from school, it's okay to wind down before you do homework. Like you were holding it together all day, and now it's like, okay, relax, go do something, have a snack, go play with your friends. And then at this time, it's time to do homework so that they can get some downtime and be kids.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, they need downtime and playtime. That's so important. Actually, curiosity, all the invention come from there. They need to explore what they want, right? Their passion, their
And be
interest.
bored. It's so important for them to be
Or yes,
bored.
yes, totally agree. Once they're bored, they figure things out how to be not bored, right?
Yes. I mean, think about like when you go camping. If you go camping, the kids have no toys. They have sticks, rocks, and dirt and trees. And
Yes,
yet, you never once hear, I'm bored. But when you're home, you're surrounded by all of the things that can entertain you. And what do you hear often? I'm bored. So, if we parents can just stop feeling like we need to fill every second of their day with stuff, you'll find how much more creativity comes out of them. Like, even if you have to suffer through hearing, I don't know what to do, it's okay because eventually they'll get sick of being bored and go come up with something to do, whether they build a fort or they build a really creative Lego creation or they draw something or something. They will figure out something to do, but we have to give them that chance to get to that point where they're like,
yes,
okay, what are my options here? What can I do to use up this time that would feel like the best use of my time right now?
yes. I totally agree with you. The board time. And then for parents, we always want to have a good purpose use of the time, right? I like what you
Mm-hmm.
said. We treat it like boring time is a time to create like initiate his like curiosity, problem solving skills, cognitive thinking, lots of things behind it that the child is
Yeah,
learning. Yeah, so it's good. So make sure as you
absolutely.
have that board time, free time in the schedule.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you so much, Candy, for coming onto the show. Can you share with the listeners what's the best way to connect with you? And also, I know that you started a company called Hoppity Learning. Can you also share about that?
Definitely. So, parents, you're welcome to reach out like on our website, helplearning.com. You can schedule a free consultation. We would love to support you. We serve ages 4 to 17. We provide parent-child coaching. We help children manage their emotions, build their self-confidence, and build a strong connection with parents. So those three core things are very fundamental and important, critical for building the executive functions and other skills that are for the child to be successful in the future. So this is something we help with. We meet with children weekly for 30 minutes, just 30 minutes. We are doing a survey right now to interviewing our alumni and students what they treasure most. They treasure that one-on-one time. It's a great memory. And then at the same time, they know that every week they got the support from a coach to ask questions. Both parent and child learn together as well. So they know that both of them learn some skills and they can put it into practice. And they know it's helping the child to grow the social emotional aspect and the executive functions. So, and with that strong connections, it will buffer the toxic stress that will prevent the mental health issues and also have that open door so that children, even they got married, I talk to my mom every single week. I call her and then she pray for me every week. We pray to each other. And she's my best friend and I'm her best friend too. So on top of other friends we have. So it is very important we got that support. We know that someone is always at our back supporting us. And it is good for our mental and overall physical well-being. It releases the chemical called oxytocin when we have that strong connection with people around us. So yeah, people can reach out to us, hoptilearning.com to know more. And we are brain-based. We are award-winning from the County of Santa Clara. We feature our our method in the Learning and the Brain Conference for building strong brain and emotional intelligence. So we combine, I was a research engineer before, and I found it hard why those research have been around for decades, but still not on the parents' hands. We are the one experience it, and we need
Mm.
it, and we can help our children to become a better person. How come it's not available? So that's why I research, interview experts around the world, come up with our program that can better serve the parents and children to grow a better next generations.
Amazing. Thank you so much for doing what you do. I really wish that there were these resources available when I first started parenting, but we do what we can. We try our
Yes.
best and we continue to learn and get better and improve. And I can 100% confidently say that I am a much better parent now than I was before, which is the whole point.
Yes.
And I'm so grateful to have had you come on here and share about how to stop rushing and the, negative impact that it can have on our kids and what we can start to do differently to support this change and transition into more calm vibes at home, because I think we all want that, right? We don't want
Yeah.
chaos all of the time. And if you listeners have resonated with what Candy has shared and you want to learn more about her, go check out her website, go connect with her, and book a consultation call. And if you know someone that can benefit from listening to this episode, please share this with them. Better yet, tag us in your stories when you share this episode on Instagram. And if you love this show, please leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. That's what helped this show grow and helps more women like you get the support that they need to improve their experience of motherhood and marriage. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much again, Candy, and I'll catch you all back here on the next episode. Bye.
Sure.
That's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, please send me a message over on Instagram at Michelle Perta Coaching to let me know what you loved most about it. Hearing from my listeners is my absolute favorite. And if you've been loving this podcast, please leave a rating and review. This will help people like you find the show and get the help they need. Catch you here on the next episode. Bye.